Master P didn't just lose a legal battle.
Bro, I get emotional when I talk about it. I done read that case 100 times, bro. Like, you know, they really took him away because
he just watched his own brother get sentenced all over again. For more than 20 years, CMurder has been locked inside Angola, one of the most notorious prisons in America. And through every single one of those years, Master P never stopped fighting. Lawyers, appeals, rallies, millions of dollars poured into a system that never seemed willing to listen.
Basically, it's like a gumbo pot, bro. It's just the system down there. Everybody that ain't from Louisiana ain't gonna realize.
But then, everything shifted. Because when Corey Miller finally told his side of the story, not in court, but in his own words, it didn't just reopen wounds. It exposed cracks that changed how people looked at this entire case forever. And now, the system has spoken again. On February 3rd, 2026, 7 judges walked into the Louisiana Supreme Court and took their seats. No cameras, no drama, just a decision that would echo across decades.
It hurt me there because they saw an opportunity to get me and get a name for themselves. That's what it's all about, politics. And in the lawsuit.
They reviewed the latest appeal, and then they voted 7-0. Not close, not divided, not even a question, unanimous, denied on the spot. That wasn't just another loss, that was the 3rd major rejection. No exceptions, no second chances, no legal doorway left open. Every state-level path Corey had left just got slammed shut.
And for themselves, just like the judge that, like Williamsburg, he prosecuted me. He made it his job, his duty to prosecute me because he didn't want to get nothing from me.
And with that vote, something bigger than a court case ended. It locked down the last real hope of freedom in a story that has been tearing this family apart for over 2 decades. A story that swallowed a career, took a man's freedom, and slowly broke down one of the rawest voices Southern hip-hop ever produced.
Bro, I get emotional when I talk about it. I done read that case 100 times, bro. Like, you know, they really took him away because.
And the man who watched all of this happen, who paid for the lawyers, who organized the protests, who showed up to Angola himself, has finally reached a point where he can't stay silent anymore. But before we get to what Master P is saying now, you need to understand what really happened that night. Because most people think they know this case. They don't.
Bro, the dude innocent, bro. He didn't kill that little boy. He innocent, bro.
It all goes back to January 12th, 2002. Around 1:30 in the morning, inside a nightclub called the Platinum Club in Harvey, Louisiana, just outside New Orleans, everything went wrong. A 16-year-old kid named Steve Thomas was there that night. Not a gang member, not a street figure, just a fan. A kid who had no limit posters on his bedroom wall. A kid who looked up to the very artists whose world he stepped into that night. He used a fake ID to get inside, told his parents he was going to the movies, and just hours later, he was fighting for his life.
People looking at that say, oh no, you're real through this, right? Then they taking the situation. I don't even much like that they brought this up because this could hurt him instead of help.
After performing in a rap contest, a group of around 12 to 15 men rushed him. They beat him, stomped him, hit him while he was already on the ground trying to protect himself. And then, one shot, close range, straight to the chest. Steve Thomas was rushed to the hospital. He didn't make it. 16 years old.
There were a couple of witnesses who identified you as the shooter. So what about those witnesses?
Now here's where things get complicated. CMurder was inside that club that night. 6 days later, on January 18th, 2002, he was arrested, not directly at the scene, but after a separate incident at the House of Blues in New Orleans. From day one, his story never changed. He admitted he was there, said he heard the shot, said chaos broke out, and like everyone else, he got swept out in the crowd.
Stuff up, 15 minutes of fame. That night of the shoot, nobody mentioned my.
But he has always maintained he didn't pull that trigger. And this is the detail that flips the entire case on its head. There was no weapon recovered. No gun, no DNA, no fingerprints, no ballistic match. Nothing physical tying Corey Miller to that bullet.
And I'm a free myself.
The entire prosecution rested on two witnesses, a bouncer and a clubgoer, both claiming they saw him shoot. That's it. Two testimonies in a life on the line. The first trial in 2003 ended in a conviction, but it didn't hold. In 2004, the judge threw it out completely after ruling prosecutors had withheld key evidence about their own witnesses. The case reset. In 2006, CMurder walked out on a $500,000 bond, placed under strict house arrest, waiting for a retrial that would decide everything.
It's probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do, but Jesus told the disciples, go out.
But during that gap, he started speaking, and what he was saying wasn't just about his case, it was about the system. Because Jefferson Parish wasn't just any courtroom environment, it had a reputation. One of the highest conviction rates, and at the same time, one of the highest rates of those convictions being overturned later. That's not coincidence. That's a system people had been questioning for years, and Corey understood something else too. His name mattered. His image mattered. A rapper named CMurder sitting in front of a jury in a murder trial. That wasn't just a case, that was a narrative.
This is not about me. This is about the older people in my family that has no verse when it comes to what's going on.
By the time the retrial came in August 2009, the stage was already set. Reports later claimed prosecutors showed the jury unrelated footage of CMurder in other incidents before even presenting facts about the 2002 shooting.
About my mom, my dad, the people that created him, he said that they didn't do nothing for him, which is
not evidence, psychology. Paint the picture first, make the jury feel something, then introduce the charges. At first, the jury couldn't agree, deadlocked, but the judge sent them back, and when they returned, 10-2, guilty.
I never heard him talk about her like that, but I know Kim Kardashian put out one tweet, and she is angel, which is crazy to me.
Two jurors believed there was reasonable doubt, but under Louisiana law at the time, a controversial rule rooted in the Jim Crow era, those two votes didn't matter. They were ignored, like they never existed. On August 14, 2009, Corey Miller was sentenced to life in prison without parole and sent straight to Angola, where he remains to this day.
So who did he help? Why do people owe him when his friends has him in court?
But to really understand why this story hits so different, you have to go back even further, before the fame, before the courtrooms, before the headlines, back to the Calliope projects, where two brothers came from nothing and built an empire the music industry never saw coming, and how that same foundation may have also played a role in everything that followed. He could have been free. By around 2010, CMurder would have been walking the streets again. Credit for time served, life moving forward, daughters growing up with their father at home instead of behind glass. But he turned it down, not because it was a bad deal, because accepting it meant admitting to something he has always said he didn't do.
That's the real reason he's incarcerated. I changed my life and I left those same friends behind because
he trusted the people around him. He believed full exoneration was coming, and more than anything, he refused to put his name on a lie. That decision has been echoing ever since. Because years later, the entire foundation of the case started to crack.
I'm pulling the plug off. Because people that's ungrateful and don't appreciate me, even my own family.
In 2018, both of the key witnesses, the two men whose words sent him to Angola for life, took it all back. Kenneth Jordan, the man who stood in court and claimed he saw CMurder pull the trigger, filed a sworn affidavit. He said he lied. Under oath, he claimed detectives from Jefferson Parish pressured him, threatening him with charges tied to his newborn daughter's death unless he changed his story. His original statement? It didn't name CMurder at all. Let that sit. The testimony that locked a man away for life was allegedly forced. Then came the second witness, Darnell Jordan, the club bouncer. He also recanted, said he was detained, placed in a hotel room, and pressured by detectives until his story changed. And his final statement? Clear, direct. Corey Miller did not fire that shot. 2 witnesses, 2 reversals, a case with no physical evidence. At that point, you would think everything changes, right? It didn't. From inside Angola, CMurder spoke about it during the investigation discovery series Reasonable Doubt. No hesitation.
Because you can give people, they hit you. I'm an ATM, I get it. That's what I am.
No doubt in his voice. He stood on the same position he's held for over 2 decades. But the courts, they weren't trying to hear it. In 2019, a state court dismissed the recantations, calling them unreliable. In 2023,
wake up. If you get a second chance, man, be thankful. Thank that man up above.
A federal judge upheld the conviction again. And then came 2026. 7 judges, 7 votes, 7-0. And just like that,
I ain't scared of. They know I'm ready to take a walk, you heard?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on with them. They spooked him.
the last real state-level exit disappeared. But here's the part that goes deeper than courtrooms, because while the legal system stayed locked in, so did his mindset. For 23 years, that belief has never cracked, not once. Whether that's the conviction of an innocent man or the mental armor of someone who's been locked away too long, only Corey knows. But that belief is what's been keeping him standing behind those walls. And then the story took a turn nobody expected. Not from prosecutors, not from the courts, from inside the family. Because while sitting in Angola, CMurder wasn't silent. He was writing books, posting through people on the outside, telling his story to the world. But some of that story started pointing directly at the people who had been fighting for him the hardest. When MasterP found out, he didn't hide behind a PR statement. He sat down, turned on a camera, and spoke directly to his brother and to the world. And you could feel it immediately. This wasn't performance. This wasn't branding. This was weight. He went straight to the books. CMurder had reportedly written that his own parents, the same people who raised him, supported him, visited him for years inside Angola, had done nothing for him. Nothing. The same family that stood in long prison lines, went through searches, spent money, spent years, all dismissed. And MasterP said it clearly. That's a lie. And when a man who's been writing for you for 20 years says that, that hits different. He even brought up Kim Kardashian, not to disrespect her, but to highlight something deeper. She tweeted about the case, used her platform, brought attention, and MasterP acknowledged that mattered. But what bothered him? The energy. Because from inside that cell, it seemed like CMurder showed more appreciation for a celebrity tweet than for the people who had been sacrificing in silence for decades. His grandmother, who physically went to Angola before she passed, went through the process, the searches, the humiliation out of pure love, and barely got mentioned. That kind of pain doesn't come out loud. It comes out quiet, and quiet hurts more. Then he spoke on Monica, the longtime ride or die, the one who stood by him publicly and revealed something that hit even harder. Months without contact, no calls, no connection. And then came the line that changed everything. His friends got him incarcerated. Not the system, not the DA, not Jefferson Parish. His people, the ones he trusted, protected, stayed loyal to, who didn't stand up when it mattered. And that's where the real divide between the brothers shows up. Same neighborhood, same environment, same crossroads, but different decisions. MasterP cut ties, built an empire, stayed free. CMurder stayed connected, trusted the wrong people, protected them with silence, and those same people walked free while he got life. MasterP even brought up a man named Jimbo, someone who did 22 years in Angola and came home. Jimbo told him something simple that changed everything. When he was locked up, he was angry too, felt abandoned. But then someone asked him, "Did you ever send your people a birthday card, a Christmas letter, anything to show appreciation?" The The answer was no. And now that same question hangs over this entire situation. Because while CMurder was inside writing books, minimizing his family's sacrifices, strangers were calling MasterP, saying thank you. Families of other inmates, people who never got a dollar from him, showing more appreciation than the person he fought for the most. And that's when MasterP said it. No drama, no yelling, just truth. I'm not an ATM. Not a machine people withdraw from endlessly without ever putting anything back. And just like that, after 20 years, he unplugged it. Visits to Angola? Done. Financial support? Cut. Energy? Gone. Not because he stopped loving his brother, but because love, without respect, without acknowledgement, without even a simple thank you, stops being enough. And his final words? Simple, direct, real. Bro, wake up. Because right now, one brother is free, one is still behind those walls, and for the first time in over 2 decades, the fight between them might be deeper than the fight against the system.